So, good morning here from Germany. I'm here at the garage, my Mazda 626, still doing some well-deserved winter sleep. So it's the day after the Techno Classica in Essen, and this will be the first part of a two-part video. The Techno Classica may be the most important of all the large classic car shows. So it's a two-part video because it was just way too much. Also, it's a very incompetent video because there were many cars I know nothing of. Many of the big old traditional Italian marques there. I think I've seen around 10 or 11 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwings. So not exactly the stuff I'm interested in yet. Some exciting cars there. We start this video with the Volkswagen Passat, which was very interesting. 50 years of Volkswagen Passat, and there were quite a lot of. So have fun with the videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. 50 years of Volkswagen Passat. Can you believe it? I hardly can. So Volkswagen brought quite a lineup, I have to say. We have some very old ones I want to show you in details in the next minutes. Then some cars that just reached classic car territory, like this one. My dad actually had one, but a very basic red CL. And well, let's see what Volkswagen has in store for us. So this is where it all started with the Volkswagen Passat. This is the Passat B1 1973. It is a car just directly from one of the most interesting parts of Volkswagen history when they were working. The big question what to do with rear engine. The front engine concept. Volkswagen made a transition from rear engine cars to front engine cars. One of the most important names of that period was the one of Giugiaro, who was, he actually developed the design language of the next years to come. This car is particularly interesting because this is maybe the oldest Passat B1, and it's the second Passat B1 that left the factory. So Volkswagen Classic did quite a good job in my eyes. And they brought another B1. This is the Estate Passat. In that case, brown interior. It's a car that was originally sold by a dealer in Stockholm. There you have it, Passat B1, and this is the Passat variant. Variant is always the name for a station wagon or estate when it left the Wolfsburg factory. Then of course the Passat B2, it's a CL from 1983. And this is not only a CL, it's also a Formel E. And I think the Formel E was a concept for more economic cars. But the most exciting of these possible is right over here, and well, we have to talk about that in all its amazing details. So today's most exciting car is this Volkswagen Passat B2 electronic. This was a car that was never sold. This was a project car to show what's possible, and well, It's absolutely stunning what to see here. First, it has this remote control for the Blaupunkt stereo on the steering wheel. It had basically everything. It had AC, it had all-wheel drive out from the Audi, so was the engine. It has a 4-cylinder engine. Another very, very nice detail is the games console. It is right here at the back. There's a joystick and there is the games console. It had even that, and there in that suitcase there is the computer who does the job. Chaps here at the VW stand are super nice, told me that the suitcase was actually part of the car. If you wonder where are the games are right under that panel there. What else? It had a Blaupunkt stereo with Blaupunkt speakers, blue cloth interior. So this dates back to 1983. And it is my show's favorite to find it. So let's take a closer look at the steering wheel. I guess this is a one-off with all the controls, volume, best station. It's very, very interesting. Electric windows, of course, electric mirrors, so the electronic badge is just exactly what this amazing car is. And now the B3 Passat. This is a Passat GT G60. It's even a synchro, so it's the 4-wheel drive version of this car. This couldn't be more far away from the humble red Passat CL my dad once owned. So this is pretty much top spec. This car features not only sunroof, but more importantly a AC, electric windows for the front doors, and has a little rear spoiler right there. So this is the sporty top class Volkswagen Passat B3. Skoda I've never heard of. This is the Skoda 1100 OHC Coupe from 1959. It's a 2-seater with a glass fiber body, obviously made for the racetrack, with quite massive fins there at the rear. There we have the large Skoda Superb. It's a massive car, and you know the Superb badge had quite a rebirth for Skoda. This car dates back to 1984. We have an even older Skoda. This is a Skoda Hispano Suiza 5-100 from 1928. Well, in the mid-80s, the Group B rallying was all the rage, and so was the Audi Sport Quattro S1 E2, and this is a monster of a car. Lots of spoilers in here. Just have a look inside of the car. Massive rear wing. And then we have the more or less behaved Audi Quattro, also in racing trim. Interesting, there's a radiators right under the rear wing. Well, you can't have enough of these rally lights, so the Audi Rally Quattro R6. Let's go over here at Audi Tradition. Quite a few interesting yellow cars on the Techno Classica here in Essen, and this is the Audi TT RS4, built in 2001, and I think these are very, very good looking cars, designed by Peter Schreier, who later went to Kia and gave Kia a very, very modern look, still making some fantastic designs. Quite a large rear spoiler. When it came to life, it looked more or less like that. Lamborghini Miura, sort of a brownish metallic color, golden wheels. That is a very, very nice accent to the car. Just a stunning Bertoni design, and one of the, we can say one of the earliest and proper hypercars. Still has these older type Italian number plates, who have a delta right over here, and that sort of iconic martini colors. And there we have the absolute monster right over here. Already the, I think it's the second S4 I'm seeing this year. The first I've seen at the Bremen Classic Motor Show. Off the show is this absolutely stunning Pegaso. So it's a 1951 Pegaso Z102 GT Berlinetta A-NASA. Just have a look at that, the gear lever right there, and it's beautifully done, all with the window lines. Just check out this very interesting wheel arch this has. Very, very interesting, very, very unique car with suicide doors. Whoops. Just have to be quick because it's all still in the making here on this Wednesday at the Techno Classica here in Essen. Very beautiful Lancia Aurelia. It's a coupe made by Alemanno. Right-hand drive car. Not that unusual in Italy back in the day, and it's absolutely stunning condition. And there it says Carrozzeria Alemanno in Turin. One of the best works of Bertone and that is this awesome looking Italian Lamborghini shooting brake. Is it a shooting brake? I think it's a shooting brake. It's the Lamborghini Espada. I love the look of the back with the split window right there. It's a very, very impressive car. Just look at this very low roofline. This has absolutely amazing thing. And the ultimate poster car, the Lamborghini Countach. Looks like a later model, also designed by Bertoni with this massive wing, as far as I know. This is there only for the looks. There's nothing for the car. And there we have the early Countach. This is a 75, and this has all the clean lines. There's no rear spoiler, as with the later car. It's an LP 400, and just look at the lines of this car. It's just a straight line right here. Very, 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 very nice. Yet, well, you know, if there would be a Matra Rancho parked right beside this Lamborghini, I think I would be more impressed about the Matra, maybe. I think I would. Yet it's quite amazing. The legendary 300 SL Gullwing. This is a 1955 car, and I absolutely love the color of this. It's very, very nice. Blue, and well, 1.4 million. There you go. Could be yours. Just beside this Ferrari 275. You need a little bit more money for this. This is a bit over 3 million point 4. And some Audi and NSU action here at the Audi. This is a NSU Row 80, still on old DIN plates from Cologne, but I think these are just to make the car look good. Definitely looks good with those plates. What else do we have? We have an Audi 80 Quattro. It's an Audi 80 competition with a pretty large rear spoiler. Of course, an Audi V8 Quattro. That's really interesting. Then we have an Audi 90 Quattro. And famous Audi Coupe. Very, very beautiful car. Love the color. These are, I think, what do you think about the wheels? I think it looks good. Are they period? I'm not sure. And there's the younger brother, the Audi Coupe. It's a GT 1.8 in this case. This is a 323i Bauer convertible. Whoops. Some announcement. Someone has parked the wrong way, maybe. Not this one though. This is a Bauer Coupe, and not coupe, sorry, it's a convertible. And what is interesting, this is an ex-police car. This was formerly owned by the Dutch Rijkspolitie. So they had Porsche Targas and obviously also BMW Bauers. Then we have a W116 S-Class 280 SE on those awesome looking Penta wheels. They really suit the car. Color is amazing, but I can see more is green velour seats, so quite a spec. Sunroof. Then we have a C124 Coupe. This is a 230 CE cloth seats. For 74 years of Citroën 2CV, the Deux Chevaux. This one looks bold with this sort of bull bar there down below. Dark green, black colored wheels. But I think it's still in the making. What else do we have? A very, very nice Volkswagen Polo. It's a Type 86 right example. This is already the facelift with the sort of larger grille. Born as the Audi 50, and this has, well, leather seats and a sunroof. So not exactly poverty spec as one would expect with an old Polo. Then we have a nice 205 convertible. Just check out the interior of this Alfa Romeo Montreal. And you know what? It's original. And it was only possible to order in this blue color. Never seen that on a Montreal before. I've seen some red colored. Just have a look at this interesting little spoiler down there. The headlight design is almost iconic. Another car, another design made by the great Bertoni. Let's have another look in it. So this is how it looks. This sort of rear bench kind of thing. It's not really a bench, maybe more like a storage area still. Black. Absolutely wonderful. Now we're at everything Mercedes-Benz, and we start with this amazing 126 build. This is a 500 SEL estate conversion. This car belonged to an artist in Japan, and he commissioned the whole build, and it's really quite amazing when you just look at the lines, how it has all been done. It's actually very, very good. Blue color and red leather interior. I don't know if you can see all the details here. What I loved in particular about this is this piece of wooden trim inside of the car, so it's everything very, very well made. This car made it to Germany at some point, and it looks absolutely brilliant. It's quite hard to get a proper look at it because, well, it is quite an attraction over here. Let's get to this spot here, I think. Oh, well, now they're going. Just look at it. It looks pretty good. The SEL lines. This was the long wheelbase of the 126 series. And another 126 series estate build. This was obviously done by Zender, company from Germany. This is a 560 SEL, SELT, and just let's have a look at it, how it's been done. It also looks pretty damn good. It's on Zender alloys, so just have a look at the back of this car. There is a Zender sticker as well, so this has quite a German coach build heritage. Very interesting car. I love the trim parts here. On the roof there is a beige leather interior, pretty well specced. There you go. So it's up to you to decide which one of these estate conversions is your favorite. Well, I like them both. This is the more, let's say, conventional one, because it really looks like something factory, and the other one is clearly a more, well, let's say, artistical approach to it. Well, I just saw that the sunroof is open. That allows me to give you a little insight into the car. As said, red leather interior, fantastic looking thing. I think the roof trim parts are from a maybe 123 series. I don't know. I'm actually very glad to see this finally. I've seen numerous pictures of this car and was very, very surprised to see it here. Well, an SLR by McLaren. So I've said that many times, I'm not into hyper and supercars, so all the relevant info will be somewhere here. Well, I have to excuse for the flickering light. Today it's something I couldn't work out with my camera. Another R107 series on Penta wheels, very nice. An SLC, color-coded hubcaps. This is the best way 107 can look. Cloth interior, absolutely lovely. And well, we have a very, very bold looking SLS. This is a SLS AMG electric drive, and well, they don't want me to have a sit in this car, so I will respect that. So there's the electric drive badge of it. It's a very, very bold color. Then what do we have here? We have a 116, and of course we have more W202 Estate with some tuning points on it. A 180 Ponton, the good old W201 series, a Mercedes-Benz Pagoda, another 202, W201 in a race spec. Then we have the good old Dash 8. Hey, well, it's not any Dash 8, it's the 200 diesel. So not a winner on the Autobahn, but a car in a very, very lovely spec. Oh, someone's opened the door to it. Let's have a quick look in it. This is not a very early Dash 8, and there we have the legendary 2-liter diesel engine, which is indestructible. 300 SL Gullwing. It says daily driver. To be honest, I doubt that. But it looks amazing. I mean, the whole color combination, steering wheel. As far as I know, you can fold the steering wheel to get easier inside of this car. It's fairly small. There it is. Honestly, to me, this looks like a proper garage queen. There are no patina at all on this very, very beautiful and amazing 300 SL. And it's not the only one at this show. I've actually seen 3 or 4 more with some, well, delicate price tags, if you ask me. let's see what else at this Mercedes-Benz part of the whole show. There we have a W201. This is a car you can win at the German Oldtimer Spendenaktion. So every year, I think it's around January, you can participate in some sort of lottery and you can win different classic cars. And one of the cars next year is this W01 Merc with a green velour interior. Another 300 SL. This is the convertible version. Series W198. This is a 1957 car. And there we have a it's another 1957 car in this lovely gray color. Did I just said bold colored 300 SLs? So if you look right over there, there's a very bold colored red orange kind looking 300 SL with no patina at all. There we have another one in this very, very stunning color. Let's have a look inside of this car. White beige leather interior. They have the beautiful looking Gullwing design. And by the way, I'm at Kienle Automobiltechnik, and they're specialized in the upper end of Mercedes-Benz cars. And one thing they're specialized in is the Mercedes-Benz Grosser, the Mercedes-Benz 600. By the way, it's 60 years of Mercedes-Benz 600, and this is actually one of the cars not only the dictators of the world loved, well, me too. That maybe says a lot about myself. Let's have a look at it. It's a dark blue leather interior with pretty much everything Mercedes-Benz had to offer at the time. This is a 68 car, 1968, 4-gear automatic, 6.3 liter engine with roughly 250 PS. So this was pretty much perfect. It had it all. It's a massive car. Well, it's not the Pullman. The Pullman was a larger version of this car, which had a sort of a middle section in there, and that was, you can say the 600K in this case is the more driver oriented 600, if there's something like that. Well, I don't know. So yeah, absolutely amazing. I can see myself in it. And there's not only 60 years of 600, Mercedes 600, there's 60 years of Mercedes-Benz Pagoda as well. This is a very beautiful 230 SL with its iconic pagoda-shaped roof section. I don't know if you can see the lines, but if you have a close look at it, there's some sort of, curvature in it. Another look at this beautiful 300 SL. There we have a convertible version with a hardtop. The hardtop suits that car very, very well. And if I would think about buying a 300 SL and I had to choose between this and this, I think I would end up with this because, you can drive it open roof, of course, and to be brutally honest, the most ridiculous way of getting out of a car is, with gullwing doors, to be honest. Never attracted me, yet it's very nice looking. Some flowers, and these flowers are on, the last Mercedes-Benz 600 built in 1981. Production of the 600 started in, I think, 1963, Well, of course 1963, because it's 60 years. And I think it was the most expensive Mercedes-Benz you could buy back at that time. And well, this was the last one. Started 63, ended in 81. Well, road competition cars are particularly interesting, and this is the R297. This is the CLK GTR Roadster version, built in 2002 with a 6.9, well, let's say it's a 7-liter V12 engine with 612 PS. They are quite well, serious horses in this car. Carbon fiber spoiler. It's a showstopper, isn't it? There we have another 600. 60 years of the Mercedes-Benz 600, and just have a look at a very small details. These are for flagpoles, so this might have something, well, official in its history. By the way, I've never seen a 600 without color-coded hubcaps. Let's have a look inside. There's a beige leather interior of this car and no headrest for the poor driver. Some more 300 SL action with this one, and well, I don't know what the name of this color is, but it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. There we have the 3-liter in-row 6. Just have a look inside. There's a green tartan interior, and by the way, here this is the small lever where you can well, flap the wheel to get easy inside. It's right to say flap? I don't know. Is that my English? Well, needs some updates, maybe. Moving doors fully open in this car. I think the green tartan suits this color very, very well. And there's another one, blue, metallic blue, colored 300 SL. Spotless example. Again with an interior color that fully matches the outside. Then we have a 220S convertible, a Pagoda, a 280 SE 3.5 hiding there in the corner. I think these look brilliant inside. So we have a brown interior, automatic gear shift. We have a AC in this car, and it's a fantastic looking pillarless coupe, panoramic rear window. So the W111 convertible looks absolutely great. Let's see what else we have here. We have two Mercedes-Benz Pagodas, 280 SL automatic, sporting the Pagoda style hardtop, and a 280 SL convertible, open roof, brown leather interior with the Becker stereo in it. There we have the 6-cylinder in-row out of the 280 SL. Then we have a 560 SL. This is the Series R107 that actually followed the Pagoda. And well, the 560, which it's obviously something US back. It has no US back bumpers, but the rear lights and of course the 560 tell a US back story, because the 560 was never available on the German or European market. Almost full spec, and I say almost because there's no radio. That is interesting. No radio, but airbag steering wheel, automatic climate control, grey leather interior, and I think it still has, its US spec headlights, and said that many times before, it's something I do like. A small detail I've never seen on that, these sort of indicators down there. Is that always on the R107 US spec? I don't know, maybe you will tell me. There we have the 107 with the hardtop, and I think the 107 looks actually best with the hardtop. And the R129, the predecessor of this, parked just beside. It's a fairly late model, so it's not a 300 SL, it's a 320 SL, yet the base model was the SL280. I see a AMG badge on this R107. Not sure if this is a true pre-80s, pre-90s SL or a pre-merger era. So for a very long period, AMG was an independent company from Mercedes-Benz, and that changed over the years. There we have the AMG steering wheel, pretty much full spec. This car, you can see heated seats, of course electric window, automatic climate control. So I'm now at Brabus. Brabus is one of the most well-known Mercedes tuning companies, and they work on classic cars now for quite a while, and there's quite amazing stuff to see here. There we have a W1 11 series convertible. Just have a look at this beautiful made engine of this 2.80 SE 3.5. No patina at all at the Brabus stand. So one theme of the Essen Techno Classica can be try to look a well patinated car. Another 280 SE 3.5. Then we have two beautifully made 280 SLs, one open roof, one with the closed roof. Another 280 SE 3.5. Well, there's another 280 SE 3.5. Now have a look at this fantastic looking BMW M1 in bright orange. It's a very impressive car. Not a great success for BMW. And we have another iconic sports car, and this is the Toyota 2000 GT. Very, very rare over here in Europe, never sold officially by Toyota. There we have this lovely Toyota 2000 GT badge. Sorry for the flickerings, I have some problems with the light today here with my camera. And a Porsche Speedster with that sort of very, very low roofline, dark red interior. Well, and some good old tapes there in the middle console. Well, for me, it definitely would be the 2000 GT. There was a convertible version made almost exclusively for a James Bond movie. Now we have 4 absolutely brilliant cars, a blue Citroën Acadian beside a green Merc 123 series. It's a 200 carbureted version, and right over there Saab Sonnet 3 and a Porsche 928. Unfortunately, can't get you to the Saab Sonnet. Such a brilliant design made for the US market, and always loved this sort of wheels on the Sonnet. Brilliant looking car. And we have a Opel Speedster based on the, I think, on the later Lotus Elise. Am I right with that? I don't know. I will find out. On Dutch plates. Opel Speedster. One of the best and coolest ways to drive, well, an Opel, that is the Bitter CD. This is built in 1975 with a 5.4 8-cylinder engine, 230 PS. Bitter was a German car company, and most of the cars Bitter built were based on Opel models. There we have the Bitter badge. The color is a Ferrari red, and when you take a look inside of the car, you see the inside of a, I think it's an Opel Rekord, or maybe an Opel Sonata or Opel Commodore, something like that. There we have a Kadett E, and this is the sort of convertible version, which I really like. This is a bit, well, beefed up, as you can see here at the sides. It has a Bitter badge, which makes me a bit curious. Recaro seats, lots of kit in it. Just see the what is it? The control for the radio beside the steering wheel, and I love the Aero because it was kind of a Targa with a folding roof here at the end, and this is a perfect way, I think, to drive a open car. By the way, there on the door card there's an autograph of Eric Bitter, the founder from the Bitter company. I just showed you this car right over there. And what else do we have? We have a Opel KAD B series. The KAD series, this is a Opel Admiral. KAD for Kapitän, Admiral and Diplomat. There were 2 series, Series A, and this is Series B. And this is, in my eyes, the most beautiful KAD generation. Fantastic looking car. This has the 2.8 liter inline 6. There was, of course, a V8 version of it. Well, I drove the 2.8. Oh, it's enough. It's just a nice cruiser with a vinyl roof in this case. The Kapitän was more like the poverty spec version. So it was the Kapitän, more upmarket was the Admiral, this one, and then there was the Diplomat. And later in its life, the Admiral just got the V8 from the Diplomat. A US spec 123 series, and you can see that because of the massive bumpers. Then we have the seal-lit beam headlights. These are actually different from the double headlights the early 123 series had. You can see that if you look closely from the side at the car. This could be a turbo diesel version. Let's check if it is. And it just isn't, because it's a 280E. Fantastic looking car. brown leather. It's an automatic, of course, and it has the period climate control, which was sourced, I think, from Chrysler. I'm not sure. I think it was. Then we have this interesting. The rear lights were different. So this is some sort of a side marker, and this is the indicator. This has its former life in Santa Rosa, sold by Torwick. And finally, we have a W111 series without any restoration job. Now just look at the lovely faded colors this has. The clear coat seams already gone. The interior looks fairly good, if you ask me. And well, so I think these look best when they have patina on it. So I mean, just as a sharp contrast, this is what it looks like when it's completely done, and this is what it looks like when it still has some character. I mean, in the end, it's all a matter of taste, but I think this shows actually some life. This had a sunroof option, and this completely restored version has this as well. I actually like this little sort of tray this has between the seats. Just look at the patinated one of this car. There is it as well, and absolutely lovely. Automatic gearbox, I think, or is it the manual? I think it's the manual with the column shift. Well, the start for Suzuki on the German market was the Suzuki LJ80. It had a 798 cc engine with roughly 40 PS, and that was the start of it. And a Supercars. This is the 968, and the 968 followed the 965, and these early models have these very nice looking round air intakes. The back, the engine was of course in the back of this car. Love the round rear lights, and of course Slava Ukraini. There's a Ukraine sticker because these were built in Ukraine. These have quite a interesting market history in East Germany, because in East Germany you had to wait around 13 to 16 years. When you ordered your Trabant, you had to wait many years, and the Supercars was the only car you could go to your car dealer, if you will. It was not car dealer, there were some sort of agencies for it, and they could go away with your Supercars. It wasn't that easy, but it was close to that. The design is very Corvair-like, very NSU TT-like. There's no grille, of course, because it's rear-engined. Rumor has it that some of these cars had some sort of hole in the floor pan to go on the ice and start fishing in your car. One of the many rumors. Another rumor about the Supercars is engine. One rumor is that this was some sort of a engine which helped a helicopter engine, but I think it's. Oh, we come to some very exciting Citroens, and we start with this Citroen GSB Rotor. This is the one with the rotary engine, 2-disc rotary, 107 PS, built in 1974. There still is it a tax disc here from 75? There we have the very rare GS bi-rotor badge on this car. It's an early GSA. Of course, just have a look inside. It's a very, very beautiful interior with the radio right there in the middle and the one-spoke steering wheel. For me, the GSA is one of my favorite Citroens ever. And a very, very special Citroen SM. This is it's the car for the doctor. So there's some medical equipment in the car. Other than that, it's a pretty usual and common Citroen SM. When I say it's a common SM, it's, well, how to say that? The SM is always a attraction. It's absolutely stunning car. SM featuring the a Maserati engine and just a brilliant looking thing. And then we have some more exciting Citroen. We have a Citroen CX Prestige. It's on stand. It's a CX25 Prestige. The Prestige was the long wheelbase model of the CX, the chauffeur's car, if you will. And it had a massive panel there at the door. There's the electric window, and I think this little button is maybe part of the cigarette lighter, maybe. Beautiful cloth interior. The Prestige had a vinyl roof, and it is a very, very impressive car. Well, while it's Citroen's top-end car, it's a 4-cylinder 2.5 with 136 PS, and top speed was around 200. And then we have the lovely Citroen BX. The BX, this is a BX 14 with a 1.4 liter engine. This is a later model. First series had these smaller indicators there at the side, and they're very different in the interior.